If you feel stuck, it's not your work ethic, it's your environment. This will show you exactly what to cut, so you can move forward faster. The social tax is the time, attention, and energy you give away to things that don't pay you back. The quick call that steals an hour. The favor you didn't want to say yes to. The constant noise that keeps you busy, but never ahead. Naval Ravikant built his philosophy on this. If you want wealth, you don't need more effort. You need fewer inputs. But the moment you start cutting those inputs, people will notice, and they won't like it. This is the protocol. 7 laws to remove what's draining you. Law 1. The law of the social tax. Most people think they're busy because they're ambitious. They're not. They're busy because they're accessible. Every unnecessary meeting, every obligation to someone who doesn't care if you succeed, that's the tax. You're not being nice. You're being drained. And the worst part, it feels productive. Naval says, a fit body, a calm mind, a house full of love. You don't get those by reacting all day. Your calendar is not a schedule. It's a border. And right now, it's wide open. Law 2. The law of permissionless leverage. Today, anyone can build leverage through code, media, or AI. But almost no one does. Not because it's hard, but because they're distracted. You cannot build systems that work while you sleep if you're constantly reacting while you're awake. Leverage doesn't fail because of complexity. It fails because of interruption. Isolation isn't about peace. It's about creating the conditions where real output becomes possible. Law 3. The law of cognitive sovereignty. When you're surrounded by noise, you're not thinking, you're absorbing. Other people's urgency becomes your priority. Other people's limits become your ceiling. That's the real cost. If you can't sit alone for 3 hours without reaching for your phone, you don't control your mind. And if you don't control your mind, someone else will. This is why the protocol demands long, uninterrupted blocks. Not 20 minutes, not when you can't. Real silence. Law 4. The law of the high status filter. When you start pulling back, people will react. They'll say you've changed, that you're distant, arrogant. Most of them don't miss you. They miss your availability. Not everyone in your life is helping you grow. Some people only support the version of you that stays the same. Strategic isolation isn't about cutting people off. It's about filtering who gets access. Law 5, the law of the infinite game. Most people are playing for approval. They want recognition, validation, status. But those games end. The protocol shifts you to a different game. One where the goal isn't attention, it's freedom. When you stop optimizing for what people think, you can finally build what actually works. Law 6, the law of radical self-correction. Silence removes distraction, but it also removes excuses. You see exactly where you're wasting time, where you're avoiding discomfort. This is why most people stay busy, because clarity is uncomfortable. But you can't fix what you refuse to face. Isolation doesn't weaken you, it exposes you, so you can adjust. Law 7, the final choice. Real wealth isn't money. It's the ability to say no without consequence. Every unnecessary yes moves you further away from that. So here's the question. Which parts of your life are draining you? And why are they still there? Start removing them. Start counting the no's. There's something most people never realize. Your life is not shaped by your goals. It's shaped by what you tolerate every day, every distraction you allow, every unnecessary conversation, every obligation you don't question. That's the system you're living inside of, and that system is either building your future or quietly destroying it. Right now, most people are not lacking intelligence. They're not lacking ambition. They're just overexposed. Too many inputs, too many opinions, too many people pulling them in different directions. So they stay busy, but never become dangerous. Because focus is what creates leverage, and leverage is what creates freedom. But focus requires something most people avoid: separation. Not forever, not completely, but long enough to think clearly. Long enough to build something real. Long enough to become someone who doesn't need permission anymore. Because once you reach that point, everything changes. You don't chase opportunities, you choose them. You don't respond to everyone. You decide who gets access. You don't trade time for approval. You protect it like an asset. And that's the shift from reacting to deciding, from being available to being in control. So don't overcomplicate this. You don't need a new strategy. You don't need more motivation. You need less noise, fewer inputs, fewer obligations, fewer automatic yeses. And it starts with something simple. Tomorrow. Notice every time something pulls your attention, every request, every message, every interruption. And ask yourself one question. Does this move my life forward? Or does it just keep me occupied? If it doesn't move you forward, it's the tax. And every time you remove one of those, you don't just gain time, you gain control. So start small, say no once. Create 1 hour of silence. Cancel one thing that doesn't matter and watch what happens. Because the more you remove, the clearer things become. And eventually, you won't just feel different. You'll be operating on a completely different level. Start counting the no's and see how much of your life comes back to you. Naval Ravikant has given you the plan. You just listen to the blueprint. Go now and disappear until you are strong enough to come back. This is the way, the Naval Ravikant way, and it is your path to freedom. Do not stray from the path.
Subscribe to Millionaire Monologues, where words become wealth, and check out this video right here. Your future may depend on it.